I'm on 1 heart! He's saying that they have a mod to see my health. George hits me with a sword.
I was on half a heart, Georgie.
I just thought I would take this opportunity a couple days before the manhunt to talk about past manhunts, basically, and a really well put together video by somebody. All right, so what I want to do is this stream. There's this video. It's called "Did Dream Script Minecraft Manhunt: In-Depth Analysis with Proof," and it's by Nighttrees. It only has 2,000 views, but I thought it was a really well put together video. I just wanted to talk about it because it's pretty cool. I don't know. I like a lot of the stuff he says is I guess suspicious, but when you know the context, it's not at all. And I think that's what's coolest about manhunts is like something cool will happen and you don't understand, or like the video is edited in a certain way and you don't understand why it was edited that way. And then when you hear why, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Or when you hear what happened, you're like, oh, that totally makes sense. And I think that's something that's really cool about manhunts. Basically with manhunt, just to explain. So the way it works with the series, 'cause I tweeted about it, is that generally for the last 2, we've done a series. So it's a best of 5 series. So basically it's kind of a team versus team. It's me versus the hunters, right? And so the 3v1 was me versus the 3 hunters, and the 4v1 is me versus the 4 hunters. And we do 5 matches. Right? And whoever has more so basically best of 5. So if you get 3 wins, then you win. So in the 4 hunters, it went 2-2, and then I won the final one. So I won that series 3-2. And then also another thing, I've said this many times before, but I think this is just important to understanding when I'm going into this video, is that with with manhunt, off the beginning, if I die like right off the beginning, we just redo. Like if I die in the first like couple minutes, we just redo. And that's something I've said for a very long time because it's pretty much pointless. We could have done a grace period. So the reason I picked this video to watch and talk about is just because I feel like it goes over so much. Like it's so detailed. It goes over like basically everything that's possibly suspicious in any manhunt ever, right? And I think that's really cool. So by going through this, it's kind of just, I could have just done it without this video, but I think this video was really well put together. So I can go through this video and just talk about everything.
This is the first suspicious point in which I have found about the manhunt. In my notes, it is known as number 1, and it is from the video Minecraft Speedrunner versus 2 Hunters. You can see here, George kills Sapnap, just as it seems all over for Dream, giving Dream 7 pearls. This is never again seen in any other manhunt, and this kill happens to be the only reason Dream won this manhunt, which begs the question, why did George kill Sapnap in this specific manhunt and not in any other?
So this one I think is pretty funny. I think most people who are fans of mine might know this, but George and Sapnap, like they go at each other. You can find so many streams online of like George being like, Dream, help me, and because Sapnap's just killing him. Like they just on the SMP everywhere, they literally just kill each other. Like they do that. That is literally like their thing that they do. They kill each other. Now after this, I will say they probably learned a little bit and realized, hey, in the manhunts we shouldn't do that. But I will say they have actually done it in future manhunts after this. I just cut it out. The reason I cut it out is because of the fact that I want the manhunts to maintain like serious, right? But if they set a bed, like there's been times where George and Sapnap have set a bed and then literally just killed each other, like been like they're fighting and they're like yelling and you can hear them like fighting, right? And then the funny thing is in one of the manhunts they actually were fighting for a long period of time. In the manhunt where I did trapped them on the nether roof, George and Sapnap were killing each other. We're killing each other on the nether roof.
Now take a look at this. You can hear that Bad is specifically searching for Dream, and you can.
So, I mean, he says you can hear Bad is specifically searching for Dream, but he's literally walking. He has no hunger. He can't even sprint, and he's walking towards a cow. He's like, you can hear that he's specifically searching for Dream. Like, no, he's looking for food because he's gonna die if he doesn't get food right now. But I get his point. He's saying that the compass should turn, and then he would see that the compass turned. But I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I've very rarely been a hunter, and when I do, I click the compass. But I'm pretty sure that when you click the compass, you have to click it to update it. So that's the first thing. And the second thing, and even if you don't, this point applies as well. You can just not look at the compass. Like, a lot of times you can just get distracted. Like, Bad has no reason to believe that I'm hiding behind a tree about to jump him when he sees a cow and runs towards the cow. And that was, like, so quick. Like, you can see it's in the period of, like, I don't even know how quick. Like, it's like...
This makes it seem as if they didn't have one.
It's very quick.
Like,
Like,
take a look at this.
1 Mississippi. Oh, 2 Mississippi. It's
that
like 2 seconds. Like, it's like literally not even a second where I'm hiding, and then I'm already, like, on him.
Searching for Dream. And as you see here, Dream gave enough time for the hunters to collect full iron again after Sapnap only had... Sapnap was the only one who had armor left after this fight.
So this is another thing he mentions quite a few times. But one thing he doesn't understand is that we don't see their point of view, so we don't know how they collect iron. One thing I will say is that if you ask them, a lot of times they have extra iron. Like, they leave extra iron at spawn in a chest, and they leave extra iron near their bed in a chest. And that happens, I don't know, that happens really frequently. Like, it happens all the time. Like, they've mentioned it in videos before. A lot of times I'll just cut it out, but they do mention it, and they've talked about it on streams and stuff, I'm sure, before. But they get extra iron. So, like, they'll mine, they have 4 people or 3 people. They get a lot of iron, and they just have extra iron. They throw it in a chest, knowing that I'm probably going to kill them. Or even if I kill one of them, then they'll have extra iron.
You see this? All the other hunters had been killed, and only Sapnap had armor left. Yet Dream had gave the hunters enough time to collect full iron armor for all of them yet again, to then again fight against them. Now the next point is at 28.
Oh yeah, also in this part, they're pretending they're mining iron because they think the reason they had time is you can go back. That's the part where Bad was singing like we're mining iron or whatever he's saying. It was some like dumb mining iron song because he was trying to trick me that they were mining iron because they just died. So but really they had iron and they snuck up on me. So that was why they sung that "We're mining iron" song, to try and trick me. So, and it was like some whatever. It wasn't mining away. It was like actually like a custom song that they did. But yeah, that they if you go back and watch that manhunt, they sang that song. Oh yeah, we're looking for some iron. We're looking for some iron. Like that's what Bad was singing. It's because he knew that I was thinking they'd be mining because I just killed them, but they weren't because they had extra iron. So that's what happened.
8 minutes, 34 seconds in. You'll see that Dream doesn't burn any of the stuff, giving away for the hunter to yet get it again.
Ah, yes, I didn't burn the stuff that's in the water. I technically could have. Like, I could have placed blocks and stuff like below it and tried to block off the whole waterway and got it up so I can burn it. Or I guess, do I have lava? I don't even know if I don't think I have lava. Maybe I did. Maybe it'd be a little easier to throw lava in there and burn it. But I think I just wasn't thinking about that. And I was also, items despawn fairly quickly, and you can always go back and, I mean, this is like at a random place in the world. So I'm just probably expecting they're not going to find their stuff. It's super far. It's going to despawn before they find it. And also it's in the water, dude. Like, am I going on my way to burn this stuff? Like, probably not. And also it's like, one set that doesn't even have boots. Like, it's like a water bucket, 2 diorite, and some iron. Like, that's basically it.
Again, see, the stuff is here. Dream could have easily sorted through his inventory and threw the stuff in the land and burnt it. Yet despite that, Dream just chose.
Oh, okay, he gives me a solution. I should have watched that part. He gave me a solution, but still, I mean, I was just trying to be quick and getting out of there, and I wasn't thinking about it. That's just a mistake. I should have burned it, but I just made a mistake.
This is number 3 of my notes. Dream at all times. This makes me question whether or not they actually have a compass.
You hear George scream there. Well, again, they're not constant. Like, he's cooking iron. He's cooking food. Like, he's not constantly looking at his compass, staring at it, and going, where is Dream? Is he going to sneak up on me? And also, one thing he doesn't even mention is that I come from the same way the compass was pointing. Like, look how I'm coming from this direction. So even if he was staring at the compass, it would be pointing the exact same way. I'm just running in a straight line towards him from the same direction. Like, even there, the compass just wouldn't, even if he was staring at the compass, which I guarantee he wasn't, I mean, it would still surprise him because I just came from the exact direction the compass was. Like, it wouldn't move at all.
Did you hear that? He said, we can't hit him though. Just listen. Did you hear that? He said, we can't hit him though. Now you would assume here that he's just saying he can't reach him, but seeing how close they were before Dream entered the water, and seeing how many times Dream had met.
So I want to give chat a chance to guess why he said we can't hit him though. So he thinks that he said he can't hit him though because I'm too far away. What do you guys think? Why can't he hit me? Why did he say I can't hit him though? I see some answers. Boat. That's right. When you're in a moving boat, you literally can't hit. Like you can't hit somebody. The Minecraft mechanics don't work. So when he said I can't hit him though, he's in a boat. Him and Bad are both in a boat, and you can't hit in a moving boat.
Okay, see how georgenotfound mentions for strength 2 it does +6 damage, yes?
At this point's kind of dumb, but he basically says,
Now,
we'll watch it.
Here we see a cut. We see a cut there, and then we see georgenotfound mentioning the exact same line again. Exactly.
So this is actually a funny story. So at this point, I don't know how much I included in the video. Maybe you guys will remember this. But at this point in the video, they're talking about beating me to death with strength 2 sticks. Like, I'm actually not sure I included it. I think I might have. But they were like, George and Bat are having a conversation. How much damage would we do if we had sticks that had strength 2? Because they were gonna beat me to death with like sticks. Well, they were joking about doing it. I don't think they were actually going to. But that's what they were joking about. I'm not sure I included it. I think I might have. But the reason he repeats himself is because they're having a conversation. Like, Bad's asking questions and George is going back and forth. I don't know why there's a cut there. It probably just has to do with the pacing. I do a lot of weird cuts with pacing. And I mean, like literally, you can watch the video. I was killing Enderman for so long. Why would I just spawn in a pearl in a chest instead of just kill one extra Enderman? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But regardless, the reason he repeated himself is because they're having a conversation. Like, Bad's like, well, what if we have strength 2? What if we did sticks? What if we did like a hoe? Like, they're talking about different things that they could beat me to death with like a stick or something weird with strength 2. So that's why he repeats himself. But
here we see Dream announce to the hunters that he found the second stronghold.
I'll give Chad a chance again. Why do you think that I said that? Why was it okay for me to say that? Does anyone know in chat? Okay, I'll say. So basically, the portal was already lit. So when you light the portal, it makes a sound, right? It goes like, boom, like a giant sound that everyone hears, right? So I had already lit it. They knew I was at a second stronghold. They just didn't know how I was at a second stronghold. They literally already knew that. Like they knew I had lit a portal, and they knew it wasn't the portal they were at. So they knew that that I was at a second stronghold. So the reason I said it is just for the video. Like, I'm at the second stronghold. Like, this is for the video, so that way people know, like, oh, that's what he did. He went to the second stronghold. But they already knew, so it didn't give away like anything at all, right? So I mean, I wasn't giving away anything. They already knew, and I was gonna get the achievement when I went through anyway. But
despite being very excited, I don't get the reason on why Dream would do this if he was actually doing this legitimately. This not only gives the hunter a realization that...
I mean, some stuff like that is literally just for the video. Like, the reason I said that was for the video, but the reason I said it was because I knew it didn't cost me anything. Like, I already lit the portal. They already knew. They were already on their way. They already realized that I lit a second portal. Why would I not say that? That way people understand the video more.
This is number 4 in my notes, and it is from Minecraft Speedrunner vs 3 Hunters finale. Yet again, Dream managed to sneak up on the hunters, despite the hunters having a compass pointing to him. It makes me question whether or not the compass is broken at this point. See, look here. He manages to sneak up on badboyhalo and sapnap while they have a compass. The compass should be telling them that Dream is this way, yet they seem to be heading this way.
Well, the whole time when they're tracking, the compass is pointing this way. They see the ocean ahead. They make a boat. They run forward to go click on the boat. They're assuming that I'm not hiding. Again, it's just all about what are they going to assume. Are they going to assume maybe he's hiding behind that hill? Let's just pay attention super closely to our compass and see if it turns right here. Like, no, they're not. But when they are, you notice they do that in the videos. Like, if they know, hey, he's right around here, they do that. And again, I think they have to click it. And the reason I think that is because there's a glitch in 1.16 where if multiple people are clicking the compass at once and it's updating, it glitches out and doesn't track right. So I know that because we had that problem. So now they know that and they don't track it. They have one person that tracks usually.
And he is on half a heart. Yes? Now look at that. Just a few seconds later, we see a cut. So he is on half a heart.
So I want to point out something here with the cut. Just pay attention to my blocks. I have 34, right? 34 blocks.
He mines a block. There's lava here,
I have 37 blocks.
which could very much easily kill him if he's lit on fire.
34.
And then suddenly,
58. Okay, so the cut is a long cut. Okay, so that's the first thing to point out. The cut is a pretty long cut. I'm mining. I'm trying to get into the portal. The portal's through the lava. It's a long cut, so it's not like a 0.25 seconds cut or something. It's a long cut. It's a little bit later.
there's a cut. And now his shield is fully repaired. And if we
So it's not fully repaired. First of all, it's like partially repaired.
jump to 1621, we can see his inventory, in which we'll see that Dream only had 6 iron ingots. Yes, no extra shield. Remember this. This is very important.
You're
Dream
right.
has 6 iron ingots, no extra shield. Now we jump to 2444, and we'll see that Dream here has an extra shield, 6 iron ingots, and a fully repaired and almost half repaired shield. This makes me question what happened.
What are you doing? Oh my god. Oh my god. Please die. Oh my.
Have crafted another shield. Now this makes me question that whether or not Dream had prolonged the manhunt just so the hunters could get fully enchanted armor. Because note at this point, before in the video, the hunters didn't have enchanted armor. Their armor was just normal iron armor, just like Dream's, and they had all died.
They had all died. Pay attention to that. He says they had all died, right? So Bad died.
Okay, it's okay. Just look for it.
Wait,
Wait, Sapnap, no! Get out!
oh my
Is that
god.
him? Oh my god.
George died. Sapnap didn't die. So that's the first thing that's wrong about that. Sapnap didn't die. So Sapnap had full iron, and Sapnap was able to retrieve some of Bad's stuff. So Bad had full iron. Sapnap had full iron. So the only person who didn't have full iron was George. So he was able to collect obsidian right then and make an enchantment table. So they already all George didn't have full iron, but I don't know how he got it, but I'm assuming they had extra iron. Maybe they had a little bit extra, but I don't know how he got full iron. But either way, even getting him full iron wouldn't be that hard, that quickly.
This is number 5 on my notes, and it is Minecraft Speedrunner versus 3 Hunters final rematch. Here we see there's a very clear hole in which Sapnap could have hit Dream. We see that there is a 1 block hole in which he could have hit Dream.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know how I can really explain this because I'm not from their perspective, so I have no idea why they didn't hit me. But if you watch here, I'm not gonna die. Like I'm on plenty of health. They can hit me, 2 times, maybe 3 times in a row, and I wouldn't die. And this isn't an easy hit, to be fair. He's like 4 blocks down. There's like a block in the way. It's up 1 to the right. It's not the easiest hit.
11 seconds. We see further evidence.
This one's so funny.
Dream here is on 1 heart, yes? Bad, if he jumps here and hits Dream, Dream is dead.
So Bad doesn't know that, first of all. Second of all, I have a loaded crossbow pointed right at his face that I somehow missed. I don't even know how I missed that shot. That was like the easiest shot I ever could have taken. But Bad doesn't jump towards me. I can just shoot him in midair. He takes a giant crossbow hit, lands in the water, and then he's far away. And second of all, I just want to watch this through because I have something to show you guys.
Yeah, Bad just stands still for some reason. He just stands still. I don't know why, but he just stands still. Which backs up further evidence saying that the hunters have a client, which show how much health Dream is on.
Okay, so let's think about that real quick. So he just said that he thinks that in this scene, at 33 seconds and 33 minutes and 12 seconds in the Manhunt finale rematch, that Bad not jumping towards me and hitting me was because I was on 1 heart and because they can see my health. So let's go and watch that scene in slow motion. So I shoot and miss. Bad doesn't jump towards me. Kind of weird. George jumps towards me. I'm on 1 heart, keep in mind. Switches to his sword and hits me. I'm on 1 heart. He's saying that they have a mod to see my health. George hits me with a sword on 1 heart. But because he was on slow cooldown when he switched to his sword, I lived on half a heart. Like, I was probably like literally so close to dying here. But he skips this clip. Why does he skip this clip? That's ridiculous. Like, he uses the clip like literally a couple seconds before it. But then Bad does this weird like hop thing. But then again, we're talking about Bad Boy Muffin Halo here. Like, are we really gonna hold him to like make some epic sprint jump final hit with like a switching to his sword in midair? Like, I don't know. Maybe probably not. But then we're talking about George. Like, right after this, that he shows Bad doing this weird thing. And then he doesn't show George. Like, it's not even a second later. Like, he could have just shown this clip a second later.
14, 17. I just want to ask, is this even possible? So we see a minecart which spawns right next to the end portal. And look.
I have no idea. Like, what is that? Why would we stage that? Like, yes, I have a great idea. Let's put a minecart with a chest in the end portal room. That's the best idea I've ever had to stage things. That'd be geez, like what? Like what is even like what does that even imply? Like, why would I stage that? It doesn't make any sense.
How the hell did the hunters get full armor again? Like, they had just died not a few minutes ago in the video.
I mean, again, he keeps using like a few minutes ago in video terms. Like, really, you just need to like the video, like the recordings we've done are like 4 hours, like sometimes less, but usually somewhere between like 3 hours and 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. I think the longest one we've done ever was like 5 hours, 5.5 hours or something. Like, that happens. That's what happens. So when you're watching a 40-minute video, you're missing 2.5 hours of footage. So every minute's like 4 or 5 minutes or something. Like, it really is. So when you're saying how they get it in 3 minutes, like it's probably like 15 minutes or more.
On my notes, and it is Minecraft Speedrunner versus 3 Hunters Grand Finale. Here I just want to clarify that this play is not scripted. The one in which he placed boats across lava.
Wow, thank you.
And ran across. This is not scripted. It's called planning. It's a thing where you have a list of stuff that you want to do in a video, and you pick the stuff that you best fits the situation.
Oh yeah, no, and that's something about Manhunts as well. Is like some things are scripted, but not scripted in the way you would think. Like, it's scripted because I plan it. Like, I'll go, you know what? Here's a list of like 15 cool plays I came up with. I want to try and do them if I can, and then if there's an opportunity to do one, then I do it. So that's why some things may seem sort of planned, like, oh, how do you know to do this lava thing? Because I sat there in a survival world and practiced jumping lava on boats for 20 minutes or longer, and different things. I tested different things. Like, in in the manhunt where I snuck through the portal with invis, I was worried that there'd be a flash. Like, I was worried that maybe when you go through a portal and you get to the other side, then you're able to it would like flash me without invis. Right? And so they'd see it. So knowing that I wanted to eventually use invis, because you have to go back to the original portal. So knowing that eventually I would want to sneak by them with invis to get through the original portal, I tested that. I tested in survival. What happens if I go through the portal with invis? And so I went through and I tested it, and there is no flash. And I was like, that's perfect. You don't flash. You're actually invis. It would work.
For Dream, that is false. Here we can see lava traps.
He's saying this is legit and blah blah. He said that there.
Hunters clearly do know how the compass works, yet still dug for Dream in number 6, and then when the compass.
And again, so he's saying here that they knew I was either above or below them right away here, and And he's saying, and they didn't, in other cases, he didn't know that, I mean, they didn't know that he was near them and he snuck up on them. But the reason here is because they're actively looking for me. So they're paying attention to the compass.
He fished, they just watched him and be like, what is he doing? And they just sat there. Here, if we look at...
They didn't, but they were chasing me.
We just see them all...
Yeah, they're looking at me because they're like, what the hell did he do?
Crouched there. Had, like, 2 of them jump down, hit the strider even twice. 2 hits and this strider would have been dead.
To me, this one's kind of ridiculous. It's like if any of them had suicided into the lava and happened to get close enough and Dream didn't move away quick enough and they hit his strider twice and then died, then he would die. And why didn't they do that? Why didn't they risk literally burning all of their items in lava for like a chance at killing him? Like, and he says that a couple times. Like, that's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like if he would do that, maybe he'd be a bad hunter, because, you know, he'd be like, I'm going to jump down and kill him. He like jumps down. I just like move 2 blocks back, and he's like, just dies and burns all his stuff. And they're like, you idiot. What the hell's wrong with you? Like, I don't think he'd be a very good hunter. I mean, I think the other hunters would like disown him in 2 seconds. Like, yes, please risk burning all your stuff in order to, you know, potentially maybe do damage to his strider. Like,
here we see Dream fighting with George and Sapnap. His Dream is low, so he starts to build up. Yet when Dream places water, George just watches. He just watches, and he doesn't keep building up. I don't understand why.
I mean, I don't understand why either. But then again, it means George, not me. Like, that's the thing, is like, because I don't know their mindset. Like, I don't know their mindset at all. So. But I'm assuming he just, I don't know, he just didn't want to engage me right then, because George is George. Like, George isn't the best player on the Hunters or anything. Like, he's probably not going to swim up alone, and I knock him down and he dies, and then everyone's mad at him. Like,
die from a ender crystal this close, which I don't get why badboyhalo didn't blow this up. Now, 44-42 is the next point I wanted to clear up. Many people say this is fake, because badboyhalo here is hitting Dream with a pickaxe. This is not fake, but you can see badboyhalo carrying a pickaxe around and holding a pickaxe throughout many scenes right before this.
Yeah, I mean, Bad only had a pickaxe because I had killed him before.
At the start of each manhunt, Dream always gets either really good luck or shows off an insane play.
So again, this is why, and I'll explain this. I explained this at the very beginning of the stream, but I'll explain this again here. So at manhunts, when we start, we were going to do a grace period when we originally first started manhunts. And then I was like, that's boring though. Like, if we do a grace period, then the first like however long of the video when I'm just collecting stuff is gonna be boring, and that's like the hooking part where you get hooked into the video. So we decided, okay, well, let's not do a grace period, but if you die right off the beginning, we just do it again. And that's the most fair. And again, I said at the beginning, but the hunters actually get money if they kill me off the beginning. So that way they try hard. That way they don't just let me free. So the best thing about it is that leads to the beginning usually me getting lucky. Because if we're redoing it, let's say we redo it 3 times because like, oh, I die right off the beginning, or there's like nothing, I just run out of hunger. Like, we've had it before where I literally just like run away. There's like nothing in a million years. I'm like in the middle of an ocean. There's nothing. There's no shipwrecks. I just run out of hunger. I'm like on 1 hunger bar in the middle of an ocean, 2 minutes into the video. I'm like, this is like the most boring video in the history of the earth. Let's restart. I have nothing. I'm in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Like, pirates are gonna come kill me or something. Like, I feel like an ant could come and kill me at that point. Like, it's like we're gonna restart. So that's why it leads to more lucky beginnings, because like, as an example, when I jumped down this desert temple, like, I knew that, hey, if there's nothing good in this desert temple, I die. And I knew I have nothing. If there's nothing good in this desert temple, we restart. So I jump into the desert temple because I'm like, why not? If I get something good, then it'll be awesome. I can kill them off the beginning and get away. If I don't get something, then I die, and then okay, you know, they get money and it hurts my bank, but we get to restart.
That's probably what I thought at the same time. And here I just have to point out, Lamal, stone crafting table.
What the hell? You're like, you're in this debunking manhunt video. Roast me for the fucking stone. What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm just like throughout the manhunts. Here how Bad is really cautious about going to Nether, thinking that Dream has made a trap for them. Here at 33-44, he goes against completely what he just said.
Yeah, so the thing is, in this part, people say that point this part out all the time and say, well, the first time when he needed time, they didn't go through, but the second time they went through right away. But there's a difference between the two. So the first time, it was the first time they were entering a nether portal after me. And they had a discussion. They had like a 5-minute discussion about whether or not they should go through. They talked about their armor. They talked about everything I could possibly have on the other side. They talked about all the different traps, everything, right? And they decided, okay, we'll go through. And they went through, and then nothing happened. And then later on now, again, they got to the same part where I'm by a portal, and I end up going through it, and I'm trying to bait them to follow me. And they followed me right away. And the reason they followed me right away is because of the fact that they had already discussed it. Like, they already had the discussion. So it makes sense. The first time they had to have the discussion, and then once they had the discussion, the second time they just went through because they had already discussed it and understood, hey, we have enough armor. We have like prot 4. We're fully protected. There's like nothing he can do to beat us. Like basically, so they basically had they had all the incentive to move in the second time because they already had that discussion. They're not gonna stop and go again. Well, guys, what if he has a trap again? Like whatever. Let's talk about the same thing we talked about 10 minutes ago. Like obviously not. They're not going to do that. So they did it. They didn't do it the second time because they had already done it the first time.
Half of him is exposed, yeah? Had
I mean,
any of the hunters been on any of this
half of me
path,
isn't
they would
exposed,
easily
but
seen
oh, you mean on the half second? Yeah. Well, then he's right.
the fact that they did.
Yeah, but I was moving around. Like I was moving. Like I was paying attention to their names and stuff and like moving based on where they were. Like I wasn't just being like, oh, let's hope they don't go on this half of the world. Like that'd be stupid. I was like paying attention and going, okay, I'm gonna move over here. I'm gonna move on this side. There's people over there. I'm placing these blocks here to block myself. Like I was being careful. It wasn't just like that.
This is number 9, and taught the hunters how to counter.
So in Hitman, he's saying, well, in Hitman, he taught the hunters saw how to counter this by jumping down and breaking the boat. But again, you have to jump down, hit the boat perfectly, and then it would kill me, right? And that's assuming I don't have like a water bucket or something to MLG or another way to MLG, or I pick up back up the boat and place the boat in MLG. Like, but he will die no matter what. If he jumps and does that, he will die. So it's kind of like the lava thing where like you're telling him to, which is why I think he probably, wouldn't be the best hunter. I'll just say that. But because he would be like, kamikaze, jump down, and like just jump after me, probably miss the axe hit, fall to his death, and then everyone will be like, you idiot. Like again, I think it's just one of those things where you don't do those risky plays, because if you do those risky plays, 9 out of 10 times you'll die, and you don't want to give me that advantage. Like if you give me that advantage, I'm taking it and running with it. Like I will take advantage of the fact that you just died, probably kill your teammates, and then you will be like the fool, the clown with the the red shiny nose that tried to jump to his death. Like in earlier manhunts, you see them do more stuff like that, but they learned. They definitely learned. And they decided, okay, we need to be less risky. Don't do all these risky things. Try and take our time, etc.
When he goes into this part here, that part is where cave spiders usually spawn. Yet not a single cave spider spawns.
So, first of all, I'm breaking iron with a golden pickaxe. I staged that part. I thought it'd be so funny to make myself look like a fool. But no, I think that the reason the mobs don't spawn as much is because it's on easy. Like, we play manhunts on easy. So maybe we have played a manhunt on not easy before, but we play manhunts on the easy difficulty. So cave spiders don't actually give you poison, and there's much less spawns. And the reason for that is just because we don't want... A manhunt would be lame if you're just dying to mobs every time. There has been some manhunts where there's a lot of mobs, but there's the second thing as well. Even on easy, we also play on a server, so there's mob caps. So what mob caps are is it means that if there's a certain number of mobs already spawned, then it won't spawn it won't spawn more mobs near you because it's hit the limit of mobs being spawned, right? So I want you to listen carefully to something he says that this plays into that, because he says something.
You can hear George and Sapnap complaining about there's so many mobs, yet next to Dream there's not a single mob.
That makes sense, right? So he's saying you can hear George and Sapnap complaining about how many mobs are near them, but by Dream there's no mobs, and that's because of the mob cap. So basically, they have all the mobs, it hit the mob cap, and then I ran away from them, and I was near them, which is why it spawned mobs near me by them. And so basically for mobs to spawn near me, they'd need to kill all those mobs or have those mobs despawn. So essentially, that's what happened. So when you see no mobs in Manhunt, it's usually because of that. And also I cut out me fighting mobs a lot because it's just boring. And also this Manhunt was uncut. You can go watch this entire Manhunt. There's lots of mobs. There's tons of mobs actually. Like this Manhunt was uncut on DreamXD. You can go watch the fully uncut Manhunt from start to finish. Like it's as you can tell, that's not staged that we turned down mob spawns or something. Even if we did, it wouldn't matter. But we didn't. We don't. It's just easy.
And later on, this invis comes in very handy.
Well, yeah, because I planned. I mean, it came in handy because I made a plan and I stuck to it, and the plan worked. Like it's like, and this invis potion that he decided to brew really helped him. It really helped him for some reason. Like that's kind of suspicious that he made a good plan and followed through with it, and it worked. Like I don't know.
In which he needs. More confusing and backs up my point even further is how Dream continues to run back to the portal here. He has more than enough obsidian, right? He has 40 obsidian. He's literally building with obsidian. He has more than enough obsidian to make a second portal
I mentioned this at the beginning. We have a rule: you can't make another portal to nether. Well, you can't nether travel. You could potentially make another portal if it's close. It's really close to the other portal, but you can't nether travel. So like the rule, you have to go back to the original portal. That's like a rule we have. So I've said that. I mean, he probably could have found that. I've said that so many times. I've said that on streams. I've said that on DreamXD. I've said that probably in Manhunts actually. I think I say it in the most recent Manhunt actually. Saying like, oh, if only I could travel with obsidian. So.
And head back to the overworld.
So that's why that's not suspicious. That's just a rule we have. So
Hint to check their compasses. He informs the hunter. He informs the hunters that he can quote unquote see them, giving them a hint to check their compasses.
So this was the dumb move by me, but I knew they were going to realize shortly. So I thought I would keep their attention. And so by keeping their attention, I could just say, I said, I can see you guys. And then I said, I can see your dumb little castle thing. And so my thought process was, oh, if I say that, then what'll happen is they're not going to check their compass. What they're going to do is, because they don't have a compass anyway, they have a little thing above their hotbar in the nether. But I'm like, okay, what they're going to do is they're going to be like on lookout, like he has to be here because of the castle. They're not going to think he went through the portal, because how would he go to the portal? It doesn't make any sense. If he knows we have a castle, he says he can see us, then we're going to like look for him. So they'd be on full lookout. So I wanted to like keep their attention. That way they're like on their heels, even though I was in the overworld. Now it backfired because George knows me and he could tell that I was lying. He could tell that my lying voice or whatever. And so he went, guys, like, no, he's in the overworld. Like he instantly knew. Like even if he had taken like a minute to find out, that would have been enough.
Had he gone like, I don't know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes earlier, it would have been game over for Dream. Yeah, he goes just as Dream finished.
So no, this isn't right. This is just editing. This is an editing trick. It wasn't right after, like it was pretty soon after, but it wasn't like in the main, and he said he watched the full VOD, so I would think he would know. Like it wasn't right after. It was pretty soon after, but it wasn't right after. And I can tell you the reason for that. The reason for that was because I stopped sneaking. Like you can go watch in the VOD. Like once I knew the trap was done, I just started not sneaking at all. And I was just literally standing there. So what are they going to do? When I'm sneaking, they don't know where I am. When I'm standing there, 10 blocks away from them, standing up, not sneaking, George is going, he's right there. I'm going to go kill him. Right? So, and also I was being quiet. I was trying to act like I was AFK. I was like being quiet and stuff. I wasn't saying anything. They were even like, Dream and stuff. If you watch the full VOD, like I was being very like, I don't know, ominous or whatever. Like I was being weird. And so yeah, it was two reasons. One, it wasn't exactly right after. It was probably like 30 seconds to a minute after. And two, it was because I stopped sneaking when I knew it was done.
And is what allows him to survive on almost one heart. It's basically one heart. That's what allows him to survive. This luck is ridiculous and basically impossible. And here also at 452, we'd see all the hunters turning to run. This is just absolutely ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. Like, okay, this is something people need to understand.
In 1.16, a stone axe is so OP, and 2 hits is all it takes to kill Dream on full health, right? On full health. Had he had full health, it would have only taken 2 hits. Even with that iron armor, it would have only taken 2 hits from a stone axe to have killed him. Yet all 4 hunters just run. What makes this even more ridiculous is George had only realized Dream had iron armor. So before, when they ran, they only saw that he had shield. He had a shield, and they all ran.
I'll just say this. This is all I'm gonna say. This is all I need to say. I have beaten each one of these people here that are running. Every one of them. In a best of 10. When they had full diamond armor. I had a shield. And no armor. And he's wondering why they're running when he sees that I have more armor than them and a shield. And he's wondering why they're running from me. They don't know I'm on 1 heart. They're assuming I'm rushing them with full health. Like he's saying, because he said like, oh, all it would take is 2 hits with the axe. They're assuming I'm on full health with an iron chestplate and a shield, and they have no shield. And that was when they had a shield. Imagine they had no shield. They wouldn't even hit me. They would not even get a single hit on me. They break my shield. I back up, place blocks. I break the blocks when my shield's regenerated. I attack them with my shield on. I hit them, they break my shield, I back up, I place blocks. I break the blocks, I hit them, they break my shield, I back up. Like, they will lose, even if they had armor. They would lose that fight.
See Dream on 3.5 hearts, yet he takes a cut. We see that we see a cut right there, and then we see Dream now.
So it's not a suspicious cut. It's just a cut like, oh, he was low and then he cut later on. Like I just cut because I wanted the music to fit. Like that's literally all that happens. So I mean, like I do that a lot. There's so many cuts like you'll see where it's like, why did he cut out like 1 second? And then it's like, oh wow, because the beat dropped on the next like hit or something, or the beat dropped whenever the beat dropped when he did like a cool jump or like an awesome play happened. Like I can't, because I don't compose the music and I don't have a composer to compose the music. It's all like music that's already put together, so I don't really get to control that much about the timing. Sometimes I edit the music. Actually, I've done that plenty of times, but some songs are much harder to like edit and stuff, and I want there to be like a drop at a certain point or something. And so in order to do that, I have to cut the clips or extend the clips instead of extending the music or cutting the music.
Builds out, pause here. Can you tell any difference between these two striders?
Well, obviously not. Obviously, you're not going to be able to, because you're watching it through YouTube compressing it, my rendering compressing it, the recording. Like if you're watching the raw footage, I don't even think it looks as good as it does when you're literally playing Minecraft. Like obviously, I can tell the difference. Otherwise, I wouldn't have jumped into the lava pit not seeing that the strider had a saddle on. Like obviously, that's not going to happen. So things look different when you compress. When you compress things, like obviously you can see how blurry that looks. Like, do you really think that's how my Minecraft looks? Like, look how blurry things are. Like, yes, my Minecraft looks like that when I play it. Like, no, it's like 10 times higher quality. Oh, so where's like the horse? Can you even tell that this is a horse? Can you tell that like this is a horse? They look like splotches. Like what can you like that? It's the same thing, but on my screen, it's very clear that this is the horse, right? So it's like, it's very different based on compression. Like, and he says this one's legit. He's like, this is very legit.
Scripted.
Shoot him! Kill him!
He says this is not scripted.
This is a plain hills biome, which
So
had this strider not had a saddle, he would have instantly died.
well, I wouldn't have instantly died. I wouldn't have jumped because I could see that it had a saddle. He's like, he would have, if there wasn't a saddle, he would have still jumped into the lava and died. like obviously not. If there wasn't a saddle, I wouldn't have even jumped. Like I would have stayed and ran around. Like I'm not gonna just be like, all right, I didn't just like YOLO it and was like, let's hope there's a 2% chance this has a saddle on it and just like jump into it or something.
33:48. Here we see Sapnap just kill Dream's horse, right? I don't even want to get to this horse fight. This whole horse fight is just ridiculous. But then here we just see.
I mean, the horse fight was kind of for content. Like we got to each other with horses, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, why not like joust? That's like super awesome, right? And I think he said like, let's joust or something, and then I just did because like, why would I not? That's amazing content. It's a 1v1. Like we can fight anyway. We had this awesome horse fight. And then I ended up like being, screw it, whatever. This has gone on for too long. I feel like you're stalling. I don't want them to catch up. I'm going to kill your horse. I killed his horse. He killed mine. And then we just had a 1v1, like an actual 1v1.
One hit on Dream and Dream would have died, but he
doesn't know that. He doesn't know I'm one hit.
Runs away. This just makes no sense.
Can you imagine? Just say that again. Say that again, but imagine you don't know my health. So just say, Dream has unknown health and he ran away. Doesn't sound as ridiculous, does it? You just replace every time someone says he had this health and did this. Just replace this health with just unknown. Sapnap kills his horse. Sapnap kills his horse. He's on unknown health and he runs away. Okay, that's not as ridiculous as you would think. He's on unknown health and he runs away.
But now, if you watch the timing on this, if we just watch the timing on this timing is very interesting. There's a cut there. And the sun has seemed to have gone down for
He's like, there's a cut there, and time seems to have passed. It's oddly suspicious. It makes me think that Dream sat there waiting while time passed. Like, yes, I actually did. I sat there looting stuff, and time happened to pass because that's how time works. And then I got his stuff. They popped up. I ran.
And also, my last point on this whole entire thing is, on this manhunt specifically, Minecraft manhunts. This is final rematch. My final question about this one is, why didn't Dream post a full VOD for this one? There's so many.
Well, that's actually a good question. So the reason that we haven't posted the full VODs in the past, there's like a couple main reasons. One, the first one is that it kind of pulls back the curtain, right? So whenever you watch a manhunt, like you get all the intensity, you get all the intense scenes, and you have like it's crafted into this like movie cinematic experience, and you watch the uncut, and it's like, you know, there's much times where we're just sitting there talking, we're not really doing anything. I'm just collecting stuff where it's super quiet. And there's also like I said, the server can crash. Just things that happen. We pause. We go to the bathroom. Like it kind of pulls back the curtain. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is that we have to be on our best behavior. Like we can't. Like obviously, I don't want to ruin my retention and stuff. So obviously we can't curse. We can't curse. We can't say inappropriate things. We can't say things I wouldn't want on my YouTube if I release an uncut. Or just things or we can't talk personal stuff. Like, cause during that downtime, we always like meme and talk personal stuff and curse and whatever during the downtime in the manhunts. And so it makes the manhunts like that one manhunt was probably the least fun to record. Like it was super fun still, but it was the least fun to record because we were like knowing, we're going to release this uncut. So let's just, we're not going to, we're not going to talk anything personal. We're not going to say anything we wouldn't want in the video. We're not going to say anything that doesn't want to go on YouTube, things like that. So that's why I'm not releasing any more in the future. Maybe I'll do another one just like down the line, like, but it'd probably be like 4 or 5 videos from now or something. That way it's like, okay, just again, it's pretty much just like, hey, here's proof this isn't staged. Just upload it again. But I think uploading one is enough because like crazy stuff happened. It was similar. It was like the same to all the other manhunts basically. It's uncut. You can watch it. You can see how things go. You can see the different progression, et cetera, et cetera. I do want to do more manhunts on the Manhunt channel. I am going to be releasing a t-shirt soon. That's a manhunt t-shirt that if you buy, you have a chance to be in a manhunt. Going against me. I'll be speedrunning and you'll be like hunting me. Maybe you'll be hunting me with like George and Sapnap or something. Maybe George, Sapnap, Bad, and Ant. I don't know. Maybe 5 people. I don't know. But that's what I'm going to do in the future. So I don't know when. Probably some point this month. Maybe. But I do plan on doing that. But yeah, definitely like with Tommy, Quackity, Karl, like doing stuff like that on the Manhunt channel. That's why you guys should subscribe. I could see us doing that. So that'd be a lot of fun.
Killing all the farm animals and singing the farm animal song. FARMANIMALS song. If you think that you can sing it faster, then you're wrong.